Hello, hello. I am so glad that you are back to the Confident Medium podcast, where mediums are not born confident, they become confident. All right, so I am so stoked that you were here again, and I have some more questions to answer from other mediums that are struggling with self trust and trusting their abilities, trusting their readings, trusting their connection. Trust is If you're struggling with trust, this is no different. A lot of us have trust issues. Um, us healers, we a lot of times we struggle with trust issues because we are empaths, we are healers. We want to help everybody. We want to be there for everybody, um, and a lot of times we end up getting hurt. A lot of times we end up paying the price, um, and then our trust tanks, and that's not a fun place to be. And we struggle with trust. um, it's hard to rely on anybody but us generally. Even then, sometimes it's not the easiest thing to trust ourselves. Just depends, because the trauma that we've been through, we end up questioning ourselves. Makes it hard to trust. So for today's question, who who? This is Lori. So we have Lori's question. So it's there's quite a bit here. I will read it. Um, there's an underlying question in here, and again, I know that we as humans, not just mediums, um, we don't really know what to ask. We don't know how to ask the question. We just know that we're struggling. So if that is the case, please click the link in the comment for the Google form. Ask your question. We will sort through it. Like, I am no different. If I'm struggling with something, it's easier to just get it out of my system and then let's sort it out afterwards. So, Lori's question: my biggest challenge in building confidence as a medium isn't questioning whether I can connect, it's trusting myself to fully step into that role publicly. And that's huge. I've known I could connect with loved ones on the other side and other, if I can say this, etheric, well, maybe I did, beings since I was around 9 years old. But I didn't fully acknowledge or embrace those gifts until I was 47. So another one in the 40s that is becoming spiritually aware. A spiritual awakening is the common term for it. And I have been sharing them professionally for the last 4 years. In many ways, I still feel like a beginner because this part of my journey is still relatively new, even though the gifts themselves are not. When I was growing up, there were no mentors, teachers, or supportive communities where I could safely ask questions, share experiences, or learn from others. I spent decades trying to make sense of my experiences on my own. So I'm now learning what many mediums have the opportunity to learn much earlier with guidance and community. I have also grown. I've also explored different ways of offering my work. I've worked from home, online, inside the local brick and mortar wellness spaces, and at markets and events. Each environment has taught me something different about myself, my gifts, and the people I am meant to serve. Today, my confidence isn't about whether spirit will show up. I trust that. And that is one of the biggest barriers. It's about continuing to trust myself, allowing myself to be seen, and owning the fact that although I've had these gifts my whole life, I'm still growing into the medium I'm becoming. So, first of all, Lori, OMG, thank you for sharing that because that is amazing to me. The fact that you have the connection with spirit is amazing, and that you have that and you feel confident about that because that is one of the biggest hurdles right there for a lot of mediums. Thank you for sharing this, because I know that there's a lot of other mediums that are struggling with exactly this. So I'm so stoked that you asked the question. I'm so stoked that you put yourself out there for me. Love it. Thank you. So the underlying question in that is, how to step fully into that role publicly. Um, um, it's about continuing to trust myself. Hang on, where did I read that? I got to find that. Just a second. Momentum served. Today, my confidence is about whether spirit will show up. I trust it. It's about continuing to trust myself, allowing myself to be seen, and owning the fact that although I've had these gifts my whole life, I'm still growing into them. Okay. Um, so you are looking more for the business side of things, which love it, first of all. Um, because getting seen is as hard as trusting what you're communicating with spirit about. Now, you are struggling with getting yourself out there, being seen publicly, and being the medium who is attracting, I'm going to assume, paying clients, the ones that are going to pay you for your readings. But it's just a matter of getting seen. So, what are you doing now to do just that? So, I mean, you can't answer that question right now, but I can definitely give you some tips and some advice on how to get yourself out there and be seen publicly as a medium. So, I love that you are going online, you are brick and mortar, you are doing wellness events as well. Um, all amazing, all great. So, I don't feel that you have issues being seen publicly. I feel like you are trying to break the barrier of becoming a business medium, because you're already doing all of the things. Now, the next question is, are you doing them consistently? And do you have social media that you are putting yourself out there? You said online, but that could mean a few different variations or a few different things. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a few steps to get yourself started, as long as you are consistent and continue to go from there. So, first thing is get yourself. Now, if you want to do Facebook ads, you're going to need a business page. If you don't want to do Facebook ads, that's fine too. So, what you do is you get yourself a personal page, put your personal name on there. So, Lori Smith. I don't know if that is your last name. I'm just throwing something in the air. Lori Smith. And then you're going to go into other mediumship groups, and you're going to join all of those, and you're going to answer questions. There's a lot of people out there that are asking a lot of questions in a lot of these mediumship groups. And I would recommend that you go in there and you answer these questions, because you want people to go, huh, Lori, I love that answer, and I'm going to start following you. So you're going to have where they're going to follow you and friend request you, or you can even friend request them. But you're definitely going to have some sort of connection where you're going to become friends or at least followers. Now, making sure on your page that you have we call it primed. Make sure your personal profile is primed, meaning you've got all your links. This is your link to your group. This is your link to your Instagram. This is your link to your TikTok. This is your link to your YouTube. Um, your link to your Etsy for readings. Whatever all those links are, to be able to find you further than Facebook, get them all into your bio. Excuse me, into your bio, and get all of that so they can find you and see you. Making sure that you are doing now. You're going to want to do this in order, and that is reels, lives, and posts. You're going to want to do reels, lives, and posts. Now, this is where you're going to get a little creative, because you want to be seen. You want to put yourself out there. That is so important, so that people book readings with you. Now, what do you post in your reels, your lives, and your posts, right? So this is where you do, I don't know, 60-second reels, because anything longer than that, you lose them unless it's something super important. But you're going to go on and you're going to talk about your readings, why they benefit people, why they should book with you. And you're going to want to also post in there in your bio the links on how to book with you as well. Like all your links, all of them, get them in there. So you're going to have reels, lives, posts, and you're going to talk about, and you're going to put reels in at least 3 days a week. 5 would be better. They're only 60 seconds. Batch create them, meaning make 2 weeks worth in one sitting. It'll take you an hour to do that. Don't be fancy. Just get the shit out there. Lives, you're going to want to go do some lives. You're going to want to do some mini readings so that people can see you. They can feel your energy. They can get to know your reading style. They can get to trust you. And if you're answering a little mini reading, you don't want to do full readings. You want to do little mini readings. And the people that are watching are soon going to go, huh, what if it, like, what will she connect with me? Like, who will she, what will she say about me? People are going to start to get intrigued and interested. And then they're going to want to know, what are you going to say about me? So soon they're going to be like, hey, how do I book with you? Or hey, how do I get a reading from you? Or whatever that may be. But card readings, you can do card readings as well. Mediumship readings, just do mini readings, but do one card readings as well. Just do mini. You would just want to give them a taste. You want to show who you are. You want to show how amazing you are. You want to show them, hey, book with me. This is how I roll. This is how I work, and I am amazing. And you're going to want to book with me because I'm going to give you the best reading that you've ever had. And they're never going to know you unless you do lives such as that. And talk about your readings and how to book and invite them to book with you. Hey, and literally say the word invite. Hey, I invite you to schedule in a reading with me. Click this link and let's rock and roll. I mean, it took me 3 seconds to say that, but people need an invitation. They don't just do shit on their own, I promise you. You're going to need to invite them into booking in a reading with you. And of course, posts. Now, this is where it gets tricky because a lot of mediums think or feel or believe that unless they're posting discounts, sales, quotes, anything to that nature, that they're going to draw in the crowds and they're going to start booking, and that couldn't be further from the truth. If you are lowering your prices, discount sales, anything like that, that's actually a limit in your mind. You have a limiting belief that unless you lower your prices by giving discounts, by giving, whatever, that the people are going to come in droves to get these bookings. Now, what I would recommend if you're a paid medium, start with something comfortable. So, I mean, if you want to start with $20, start with $20. That's okay. But the reading has to match the price, which means if you're going to charge $20, they get a 10-minute reading. They don't get a full 60-minute reading or a full 30-minute reading. They get a 10-minute reading. If you want to charge $40 to start, then they get a 15-minute reading. You can't undervalue yourself. And if you want to start small, I don't recommend it, but sometimes shit happens. So start small. If you want to charge 20, only do a 10-minute reading. I recommend to my clients to charge $150 for a 30-minute reading because that's a lot of energy that you're using, and you need to be compensated for that. So don't charge 20 and give a full 60-minute reading because you're just going to drain yourself and exhaust yourself. So don't do that. But do a 10-minute reading. If you do feel comfortable charging like $80, then charge 80 or 100 or 120, but then you can up it. But don't go any further past 30 minutes. You can get a lot of messages in 30 minutes. I know it's easy to go over sometimes. Got that. Um, but you can give a lot of information in 30 minutes. Just think about it. 30 minutes, if you're folding laundry for 30 minutes, you get a lot of laundry folded. If you're loading the dishwasher in 30 minutes, you can load a couple of dishwashers in 30 minutes. That's a lot of time. So if you're doing 60-minute readings, that's a lot of time that you have to fill and a lot of your energy that you're going to be using to do it. So it's important that I tell my clients 30 minutes. 30 minutes is long enough. Even then, sometimes that's too long. 20-minute readings, but charge accordingly. So there's that. So if you're going to post about, hey, you know what? I have availability tomorrow afternoon at 6 p.m. Eastern. If you're looking for a reading, I do group readings. A lot of them, what are they called? The terminology, because I've been 13 years, almost 14. What's the terminology? Just a minute. Platform? No, gallery. Gallery readings. That's the new terminology. But I call them group readings. Um, I have room for a group reading this weekend, and if you're interested, comment below or send me DM. For we can connect that way. But always be posting about your readings, and always be posting about the benefits, and always invite them. Hey, I'm available next week for two readings. I invite you to click the link below and schedule yourself in, something to that nature. Now, the next thing is make sure you have some sort of a payment platform, some sort of payment processing. I use Calendly because you send them the link over, it gives them your availability, and they pay for it. So you send them the link over, they pay for it, schedule themselves in, and you see them on the other end, either in person, Zoom, on the phone, whatever that is. But there is no talking about money. It is already there. They're going to know the price because you're going to say, "Hey, got a 20, I have a 10-minute reading for $20 available next week. I invite you to click the link and book yourself in." You're going to have your Calendly link sitting there. There's other payment processors as well, but I use Calendly just because I've been using it for 100 years. So they click the link, they can comment below, they can DM you if they wish, but a lot of times they will also click the link, they'll pay the $20, they will book themselves in whatever works for them because you already set your schedule up. Um, and then you just see them on the other end. It's easy peasy. There's no going back and forth about how to pay them. They'll pay you after the reading. None of that. They pay you first. I don't ever offer any refunds because I'm putting out my energy to do this. It takes a lot of energy to connect to spirit. Um, I don't offer refunds unless, I mean, maybe you're 10 minutes into the reading and they're just being a little shit disturber and you just don't want to deal with them. I've had a few clients like that where they were just little assholes. And I was like, yeah, I don't even want you back. So here, take your $20 and hit the highway. It's happened. It's happened. It's happened. So anyway, putting yourself out there, and go on to TikTok, go on to Instagram, go into your group, and you're going to want to do lives. That sounds like a lot. Really, it's not. Pick a platform and then share it into the other platforms because you don't always need to have them in real time. They can watch the live and they go, hey, I like her energy. I like her reading style. I really want a reading with her. So pick a platform and then share it into other, because that's what I do. I actually start an Instagram. I do my reel and then I download it into my phone. I upload it to TikTok. I upload it to my Facebook page, my Facebook personal page. My group is a whole other entity. We do a whole other different stuff in the group. So I go into the group and I do different things, but I start with Instagram, I upload to TikTok, and I upload to Facebook, my page there. And that's how easy it is. And it becomes even easier as you carry on. But if your thing is, I'm scared to get seen, I'm scared to be seen, I have a fear of like putting myself out there and being at the mercy of the trolls and the haters and the judgment, you know what should happens? We cannot run from that forever. Um, and if it's really bothering you, don't read the comments for a while. And if you are reading the comments, you have block and delete buttons. Block, delete, bye bye. Because they're out there. The haters, the trolls, the judging, it's all out there. And in fact, it's getting worse. Like as in, they get behind their keyboards and they think it's just a free for all, and they don't care what they say and how it affects people. And everybody gets the haters. Teresa Caputo, John Edwards, Colette, like nobody's immune from it. And it sucks that it's got to be that way. But the best thing to do is to not read them. There's a block and delete button right there, so don't let it scare you off, because there's people out there that are looking for what you can offer. So, Lori, I definitely invite you and encourage you to definitely put yourself out there. And it's going to be scary the first couple of times, but put at least a month's worth of videos out there, reels, lives, and posts. Do a full month, 30 days. Track your wins, ignore the haters, and keep moving forward. Because I promise you, once you get past that fear of being seen and that fear of being vulnerable, you know what? The magic will happen at the end of that 30 days, because you will have gotten past that fear. And it's that is a real struggle, 100%, but it's important that you overcome that fear and that struggle. So ignore the haters, the trolls, get yourself seen, put yourself out there so that your followers can find you and book with you, because a medium isn't a medium unless you're doing readings. We can have all the abilities in the world, but unless we're doing readings, it's really really difficult to be that amazing medium. So there you have it, Lori. So for anybody else who has a question, um, please hit the Google form link, click on that, ask your question, and I would be happy to answer that. So thank you for your time. Thank you for watching this. Thank you for being here. I'm so stoked that you're here, and um, we will come together another day where I can answer some more questions and help you out as amazing mediums who are building self trust to become amazingly confident in your readings. All right, much love. Bye bye.